Hello, Paul here with a shot of the garden there, and we have a ministry here in Nashville called I Was Hungry, and it's on the Facebook group by that name, quote, I Was Hungry, end quote. And you can join it even if you don't live in Nashville. And, um, and what we're finding is that a lot of people are, like two-thirds of the people in this country are obese. And two-thirds, I think 70% is another estimate I heard. And why are they obese? Why are so many people obese? You know, these are really good folks that are self-controlled, that are disciplined, but why are they obese? And I think I've studied this a lot, and I was one of those people. I weighed 245 pounds a few years ago, and now I'm down to about 170, low 170s, and that was quite a journey for me. And I'll talk a little bit about that. But I think the reason people are obese is they're physiologically hungry, and so I was reading Matthew 25. You know, the second half of Matthew 25 is where Jesus talks about, I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. I was hungry and you fed me. And it occurred to me that these people are hungry and they need to be fed. So myself and some friends of mine have been doing this garden and feeding basically poor people, or the victims of floods, and people that are just in really tough circumstances. We've been donating this food to these types of people, and it's going really well. And we had a huge rain, and all these fruits are just coming up. All these things are coming out. And I'm just going to go through some of the things that are happening. But one of the things we have coming up in the fall right now, starting now, probably for the next 2 months, is all these greens. And so we want to encourage people to, to come and eat. And then, if you have the energy and you feel healthy enough to, you can help out in the garden, but it's not an obligation. We're not trying to get people to work. We've got enough people to work. We have great soil. Look at the quality of the soil. It's amazing. And we have good equipment, so, we can deal with weeds, and we have hoses there. You can see the hoses. I guess I'll move my mouse here, and you can see those hoses there. And and so we have a really good setup, and it's not much work. But, the two hardest things about the garden, the first one is eating the food yourself. And what I found when I started, I found it was hard. I was growing this wonderful food and not eating it. But what I found is that when I eat the food, I just feel amazing. I feel stronger than I've ever felt before. I'm playing soccer, I'm running, and I'm about 60 years old. And eating the food is just so critical, eating the food that you grow. And that's the hardest part. The second hardest part is using it. Just finding mouths to put the food in, or giving it away, or helping people find it. So I'll go through some of these crops here. On the left, right here, where the mouse is moving, upper left, and I'll move across. That's collard greens, a big favorite in the South. People love it. I just ate like a half a pound of it a little while ago. Walk out there and eat it. And this is lettuce. We have two kinds of lettuce. We have black-seeded Simpson, and I think that's iceberg. Here we have beet greens, kale, broccoli greens, cilantro right there, and these are chard, and they made it through the summer. More beet greens, these made it through the summer. And then this is a chicory or Italian dandelion. And then up in the front there, it's a bit out of view, we have very small, tender Italian dandelion / chicory, and arugula. And so I'll go to another picture here. Let's see. Okay, this picture here, these are pears that my neighbor has, and they're very gracious, and they let me pick them. And they're amazing for making into juices. And like I have a juicer, and I run the pears through the juicer and mix greens in with it. Really, really sweet and tasty. Really powerful. But they're a little too hard just to like bite into, and they don't soften up like say a Bosque pear will, or something you get in the supermarket. But they're really good if you cut them up into small pieces, and or juice them, or bake them. You can bake them like potato. Um, one of my friends said to bake them at 375 for 45 minutes. So, and then here we have okra, and this is like an ocean of okra. So you see, this is red okra here, and then we have green okra. There's one right there, left in the middle. And then these flowers are really beautiful. They're in the hibiscus family, and really beautiful flowers. And so, you know, we need someone to pick okra, by the way, because we haven't picked for 4 days because we meet Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 9. And, you know, we encourage people to come along to that. If you live in the area, let me know if you want to come. But we picked on Wednesday, and that most of that went to one gen away. And some of that, and so that was gone Wednesday. We were cleared out. And then so it's been growing for like 4 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And that's really way too long. And then we were in the middle of picking it, and we got rained out. So we're in a bit of a pickle right there. But they're really good. Even though some of these they look big, they're still soft. And I went out and I just ate about a pound of these. And some were quite large, and, you know, maybe like that big. Does that make sense? I guess it's kind of hard to. They're maybe 8 inches long, but they were quite tender. Well, and this is a muscadine. I've never grown muscadine before, but these are really sweet and really good, and they're coming in like crazy. We have tons of them. No idea what to do with the muscadine, so if you want to leave a comment below, if you want to pick some, let me know. There's tons of them out there. And I just grew them around a building. And these are really easy to grow from cuttings too. And I spent a lot of money finding the right kinds, and, you know, but, you know, a lot of good that does. You know, it's pretty much just stick it in the ground. But there's all these different kinds. I have them labeled. So those are muscadines in the grape family. These are pawpaw. We're getting overwhelmed with pawpaw, and they're wonderful fruit. We're having trouble with pollination. We have a lot of trees, but not a commensurate amount of fruit. We might get 100 pounds this year, maybe 50 to 100. 100 might be a little on the high side. These are wonderful. They're really, really sweet, really good, and they grow in Tennessee. They grow all over the country, really. You can grow them in a lot of places. So my friends from New England, you might be able to grow these up there. You know, check that out. They're really wonderful. They need cold weather, and they're like a tropical fruit. They're like a cross between a banana, a mango, and a pineapple. Really, really good. I've got a lot of them here. I'm going to be eating a lot of these today. And that's one when it falls on the ground, and they have no shelf life, and so when they fall on the ground, that's how you know they're soft. And then you bring them in, you can ripen them a little more. Now this fruit up on the upper left here, that is a husk cherry, and we grew tons of husk cherries and tons of butternut squash. I'll get to that later. We have 3,000 pounds of butternut squash, and we gave 1,000 pounds away last Wednesday, and we probably have another 1,500 pounds going out next Wednesday to poor people, and this is being distributed through the One Gen Away charity, which stands for one generation from removing hunger. So, okay, this is a fig, and this is a striped variety. I don't know the variety. I probably knew when I bought the fig tree and planted it, but that's been several years ago, and it's putting out a lot of fruit, and so it's cool looking though. I'm sure it'll taste good. I love figs. There's another kind of fig, and you know they're ripe when they start to droop like that and get soft. And there's another kind. I think that's a Chicago Hardy. And you can see the green figs beside it, the 3 green figs, and then the 1 brown. Well, I guess that's sort of ready purple. So that one's almost ripe, and then I just go out every day and find the ripe ones. And but we have so many trees now because I took a lot of cuttings and I rooted the cuttings, and there you go. There's some of the plants that we've been growing, and my dad helped me a lot with this. We had a lot of fun with it, and And these are huge. They're almost 2 stories tall. I guess the view there is maybe a story and a half. But they're big. And they die back every year in Tennessee. And so they're really putting out a lot of fruit now. So yeah, that's an exciting development. And then here we have 2 other kinds of fruit. We have a passion fruit, which is this one right here. And they are also called maypops. And I've been learning how to cultivate these, and I'm learning a lot. It's a big learning curve. But we have thousands of them now. And I think when I learn how to really cultivate them, we'll have tens of thousands. On about maybe an eighth of an acre of land. Yep. And then up here is a cucumber. It's called a creeping cucumber, and I love them. But some people, there's a lot of things on the internet about how you shouldn't eat them. But I think they're great, and they're my friend. And so, yeah, so that's sort of our garden report, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. And feel free to message me and ask any questions or make any comments below. And yeah, and I hope to see you out at the garden someday. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.